The women's bouncy ball hosted the AGs had taken care of Drake on Friday, while DePaul had advanced by eliminating OU. In Saturday's pressers, the players and coaches had described the contrasting styles of the two teams. Coach Blair likes to control every play, while DePaul coach Doug Bruno likes to give his players much more freedom to just play. They described him as giving them the greenest of green lights to shoot. Blair and Bruno are old friends, but Bruno had a good description of how knowing each other well doesn't translate into an advantage either way. He's got Carter and we don't. DePaul coach Doug Bruno. The fans were excited as the game started with Danny Williams hitting a baseline jumper off the opening tip. But after misses by both teams, DePaul answered with a three-pointer by Mark Grays, and the AGs would not hold the lead again for a long time. DePaul would lead by as many as 7 in the first quarter, but the AGs cut it down to a 2-point lead by the first break. The second quarter was a disaster for A. At one point I looked up and we were shooting 13% from the field as the team was getting chances but rushing their shots. The AGs would get that up to 32% by the end of the half, but the team wasn't getting stops. During this time Anriel Howard was keeping A. Anriel would have 13 points and 8 boards in the first half. Meanwhile, Carter was held to 5 points on 2-9 shooting, Williams had 4 and Kalia Hilsman was held, sometimes literally, to just 1 FG. There were times when I thought Kalia was too hesitant and going up to draw fouls. In particular, there was a 3-second call when she held onto the ball too long looking to dish. Jasmine Lumpkin's shooting woes continued from the Drake game, going 0-5. Meanwhile, DePaul had 14 assists on 16 made baskets. 7 of these were three-pointers, leading to a 43-28 halftime lead for the Blue Demons. The second half didn't start too auspiciously as Shantae Stonewall burned the AGs for a quick layup on the first possession to give DePaul a 17-point lead. Another layup by Mark Gray countered a fast break layup by Carter with 8:15 to go in the third. The classic comeback strategy is to work on intermediate goals, like getting the gap to single digits, and the AGs answered with a 10-0 run to get the lead to 7 by the middle of the quarter. But Tanita Allen hit a three-pointer after a DePaul timeout to briefly subdue the crowd. The AGs would cut the lead to 6 as Carter started to heat up and the rest of the team started drawing fouls to get to the FT line. But each time we closed the gap, DePaul would make a clutch shot to get the lead back to double digits. A late basket by Kayla Wells cut it to 10 as the third quarter ended. But the crowd was back to believing. Blair had started mixing two lineups earlier in the game. We had already mostly abandoned the zone D as too vulnerable to the three-point shooting. The AGs started playing more man-D with a small lineup using Lumpkin in the post with Kayla Wells in place of Hilsman. Hilsman would come back in for offense. This sub-pattern became more pronounced in the fourth quarter. DePaul opened the final period by extending the lead to 15 with 8:26 to go. But a pair of three-pointers by Carter started a 9-0 run to make the score 69-63 after Carter converted a steal by Anriel into an assist to Wells on a fast break. Down 6:21 to go. DePaul countered with a layup, but Carter hit another three-pointer to make it a 5-point lead. The crowd was jumping out of their seats at this point. DePaul got a layup to go up 7. Anriel made a layup and was fouled. The FT made it a 4-point lead with 4:23 to go. With 2:30 remaining, Danny was fouled and sank both FTs. 74-71. Ashton Millender answered with a three-pointer to make it 77-71. Carter hit another three and then hit AJ after a miss to cut the lead to 77-76. 1:19 to go. Mark Grays got a layup to extend the lead to 3 but fouled Carter with 43 seconds to go. Carter sank the first but missed the second. Would that miss come back to haunt us? DePaul brought the ball down and worked the clock. But with the shot clock running down, a kick-out pass to Kelly Campbell was low and she wasn't able to handle it cleanly for a shot. After recovering, Campbell drove the left side of the lane and put up a desperate running shot over Jasmine Lumpkin. The ball went hard off the back of the iron and Jasmine grabbed the rebound, passing it off as she fell down. Then, this happened. SB Nations The Ringer has a description of the greatness of this play. Shea Serrano has a nice description of the moves Carter used to get open for the shot. Anriel and Jasmine are trailing the play and start in for the rebound, but Anriel would say later that she knew it was good when it left Carter's hand. You can see Danny is the only ag ahead of the play and has her hand up looking for an assist for a layup. Remember what I wrote at the top about Coach Blair controlling every play? Well, it's not quite right. The game wasn't quite over, though. DePaul still had 3.2 seconds left to pull out the win. As DePaul tried to inbound again, Jasmine Lumpkin, guarding the inbound passer,